back.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I reached 204 people today. Doing my second one right now. I just
Oh, well, congratulations.
thank you all. Okay. So I hope you guys are having a good day, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you get to watching this. Please know that my readings are timeless. And again, I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on both platforms. I have this platform. I have another platform called ASTRAEA Love, ASTRAEA LOVE. On the other platform, I do readings. And on this platform, if you guys could like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. It's so important because we're working towards getting to 1,000 subscribers. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can start to accept super chats. On my other platform, ASTRAEA Love, I can accept super chats. And so if you want to send a question in and have that answered, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question, okay? All right. So I hope you guys have had a good day. We are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ and the Ascended Masters. I guess we're going to start with the original Rider-Waite. We're asking that they put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe from all negativity and all harm. And I just want to say thank you, God, for helping us get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for supporting this platform, for supporting me. Thank you for prospering us. If any of you guys do have any personal questions that you need answered on this platform until we get to 1,000 subscribers, I do have a Cash App and a PayPal that are in the description box below. Okay, you can send me a $20 donation to one of those. All right, and I will answer your question. Okay, so by watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you're agreeing not to bully me, anybody in the chat, or anybody in the comments. It's nobody's job to be condemning anybody else, okay? All right. So I'm going to be talking about 2 books that are in the description box below. The first book is called The Truth of God. It's an advanced living workbook written by Michael STEADMAN. And this book is a game changer. It has many, many techniques in it that's going to change your life. But for me, the biggest ones are the God technique, which I've always been psychic, but I felt, let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. It's so important that you like the video so it tells the algorithm that this content's worth being seen so that we can get to those 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, and again, we're not worshiping the Bible right here. Okay, so what the fuck are you talking about? Is this in the Bible? No, this is obviously written by a human that's alive today that you could ask questions about what they wrote. So anyways, the God technique raises you out of your ego so that you're looking out through the eyes of your higher self. And like I said, it's not anybody's job to be judging or condemning anybody else. If you do that, you will get blocked immediately, okay, for spamming. But yeah, so I always felt trapped in the psychic realm. And like I will tell you, I was like in Catholic school. I was religious when I was a child. And I never had an actual connection to Jesus or to God through religion. Not in any type of way. I did have an experience with Jesus way later on in life. But again, it was like through a meditative experience. And it was actually with working with the crystal selenite, which is a cleanser. And it's for the crown chakra. So anyways, but the God technique raises you out of your ego so that you can look out through the eyes of God, aka your higher self. Everyone and everything's higher self is God, okay? The scope of God, consciousness is infinite. All of your and again, this information is not going to be for the people that want to outsource to Jesus's connection to God. This is for the people that want to develop their own connection and go within and start actually being the active creator in their own reality, which we're all creating our reality with our thoughts and our beliefs. And that's not to say that you can't get to God through Jesus, but that's not why Jesus was created. Jesus never had a Jesus to go to. Jesus never had a Bible, never belonged to a church. If Jesus could see the church today, he would fucking spit on it because it's disgusting. So anyways, the scope of God, you consciousness is infinite. All of your creations are particles of consciousness within your God mind. Your creation is never outside of yourself. That's why people that continue to do shit on the outside of them and it never works, it's because they're not going within. The kingdom of heaven is within. It's not on the outside of you. It's on the inside of you, which means that if God is on the inside of you, what the fuck do you need a middleman for? What do you need a church for? To socialize. That's it. Like literally. Everybody can have their own connection to God. It's always here and now within you, God, just like the human you closed your mind and imagined all of it in your consciousness. So that technique helped me get untrapped from the psychic realm. It helped me connect with God and develop that connection. And it's like your connection to God. And when we come in as babies, we are so still, that connection is still like active with God energy, God consciousness. But then the more that we acclimate to our surroundings and the less that we focus on that connection to God, the more that we shut it down, basically. And it's not that we can never be disconnected from God, because that's not possible, but it is possible to just not use your connection and then not develop it, which is what happened with me. It was like going to church and doing all this stuff, you know, was not developing a connection with God. Okay. It was developing a connection with something that wanted to pretend to be God, but I found out the shit was not God. Obviously, anything that talks to you with words is not going to be God. God communicates through nature, visions, and all sorts of other things. That's just my personal experience and the experience of a lot of other people as well. So, yeah, it says it right here. You, God, created a system that at birth, this new subconsciousness, human mind, would be very connected to your God self, but not connected to the new environment. The more that you acclimate to your surroundings, the more it becomes the dominant thought pattern or focus. The ability to be connected to God is still there, but if it's not fostered, aka being used in some type of way, some cases it can fade away. The ability to be connected is always here. It just needs to be focused upon. So again, just know that if you haven't been able to connect, that doesn't mean that you can't connect. It just means you have to focus on connecting, okay? And like a lot of people, they do meditation. Meditation is a great tool. This book will teach you how to meditate. The second technique that is life-changing, okay, is the joy versus anger technique, which works with clairsentience. Everybody has clairsentience, you know? Everybody has clairsentience. And like I was saying, stop judging other people. Y'all need to really check yourselves and get it together. People, get it together. Get it together. Okay? Matthew 7:1-5. Judge not, that ye be judged. Be not judged, that ye be not judged. Don't judge other people unless you want to be judged in the equal measure. Okay? Secondly, Romans 2:1-3. You therefore have no excuse, you who pass judgment on someone else, for at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the same things. So if you're judging me for saying a curse word, get it together. When you're typing in the curse word in the sentence, get it together, people. The fuck? You wonder why I curse. I'm not cursing anyone. I'm just saying a word that somebody else has judged to be a bad word. Is it hurting anybody? If it's hurting you, you don't have to fucking watch me. Go find somebody that you actually like. And if you don't like anybody, you need to look in the fucking mirror and look at yourself. Seriously. Are you a perfect person? No, you're not. Why are you trying to expect everybody else to be an imaginary version of perfect that you don't even fit the mold of? Like, literally. You could look to your mother and father and figure out why you're not a perfect person. It came from them. But yeah, don't be disrespectful to me. I will block you. Do not be rude. I will block you. Do not think that you have any authority through any type of anything that you believe to judge another person or condemn them. I will block you. In fact, I'm just going to block you. I'm not even going to get mad about it. I'm going to report you for bullying and harassment, because that's what you're doing. And then I'm going to block. or I ain't even gonna block your ass. I'm gonna remove you because you obviously don't love God. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. So anyways, the joy versus anger technique. Everybody has clairsentience, which is clear feeling. It's like a gut feeling. You know, have you ever had a guttural response where like you're about to go somewhere and your stomach turns into knots? Those would be things that I would be paying attention to. So the joy versus anger technique develops a yes and no answering system so you can have open communication with your higher self God. So you can be asking questions like, should I go here? Should I marry this person? Should I do that? Etc. Okay? Because when you start asking questions, you will be divinely led. This book also has the 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest compatibility. And this is one that I like. I'm talking about these things because when I'm doing the reading and you guys are like, well, how are you coming to this realization? How are you figuring? Because I'm using the techniques in this book and I'm using my abilities. So the 1 to 10 technique is 1 being the lowest compatible, 10 being the best compatible. And then I can look and see how compatible people are for each other or job situations or whatever. And then I'll be shown whatever the issue is that's making it high compatible or low compatible, right? Okay, and so then the other technique, and you don't have to be psychic to use this book. Okay, you can be, this book meets everybody where they're at. Like it really does. And it's very, very verbatim, like easy, no like difficulty in reading level. A grade school student could read this and understand it. It's like this person has broken it down to the most simplest way to understand how to create your reality and to start manifesting. So as the joy versus anger technique was the most important and useful intuitive application in this book, the mind technique is of the same importance level, but designed to clear the negative mental, emotional baggage and beliefs that we are dragging around, which are influencing the reality that we're creating. It's not just influencing it. It's actually creating it. So like when you stop believing that you're not good enough, when you stop believing and to furthermore, if you're affirming I am good enough, but you believe that you're not good enough, those two energies counteract each other. God can't do anything for you within that's not within the realms of what you believe. You know, it's just not possible. So check this book out. The link to it's in the description box below. Okay, for those of you that are on the fast track to your spiritual journey, that want answers, that want to take the wheel into your own hands and start driving your creation and manifesting the things that you want. You know, beliefs colorize our creation. The sun's going to come up tomorrow, whether you believe it is or not. So if the positive's always going to be there, then you don't have to believe in it. A belief shackles you to a certain type of experience. And I will be the one to tell you that I used to have expectations and beliefs on everything, and all it did was make me miserable as all hell. It just made me unhappy because I would be expecting and like an expectation is like thinking that it has to be a certain type of way. I would be holding on to these like belief systems and expectations thinking that it has to be a certain way when it doesn't. And God has something even better than anything that I could have ever imagined for me if I would just release the expectation that I think that I need to hold on to. And that's why I'm talking about this. So, The Truth of God, Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook by Michael STEADMAN. It also has the Spiritual Bank. I mean, you could use this information. I use this information with the information off of the channel Esther Hicks, ESTERHICKS. If you don't know about her, she's chef's kiss. She's amazing. She talks about getting in the vortex, tapping into the divine. And it's like in a very like not, I don't know how to explain it, but like if you know about Esther Hicks, and she channels the group consciousness Abraham, then you know what I'm talking about. It's about getting on like positive rampages of the next thought leads to the next thought to the next thought and amplifying, and it's working with the law of attraction. And so if you were to apply this knowledge to her knowledge, yeah, you're going to completely do a 360 with whatever you're creating. Okay. So she's got like probably there's a lot of people that take her seminars because people will sit there and ask her questions and she will just channel what Abraham is saying. And it's a group consciousness collective, and it helps people. It helped me. It helped me when I was in my darkest, lowest, most fucked up times. Like, seriously, when I was like really, really, really upset, and like I have worked a lot on my temper, but like I can go into Sekhmet Goddess Durga mode really quick. And so 0 to 10, just like really quick. And so learning about the vortex, learning about how creation works, so you can start stopping yourself before you get to the degree of pissed off. Like, it's just helpful. Okay, that's why I'm talking about this stuff. So the second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And this book, I wrote it because I did not have anybody to teach me how to read cards. In fact, the first tarot deck that I got was the Goddess Tarot, and there's nothing wrong with that one. It's just every other tarot deck that has ever been produced comes off of the original Rider-Waite, Riderwaite. So if you're wanting to learn to read cards for yourself and for others, invest in getting the original Rider-Waite deck and in getting Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And again, the spells in this book are spells you do with God and the Holy Spirit. It's going to help you manifest. Okay. And I chose the major arcana cards because those are the biggest transition cards to create different tarot card spreads and spells for that. So I will read from which one did I read last time? I'll read from the Strength. Okay, so the Strength card is the number 8. The answer is yes. The zodiac is Leo. The Strength card is the card of tolerance, character, and compassion. The heart chakra is associated with the zodiac Leo and the Strength card. Strength tells you that you can face any problem with inner strength. When you are challenged, maintain control of the situation by reacting calmly. Do not get angry. Have patience with others' weaknesses and do not allow them to become your own. Look to a strong woman for support. You'll pull one card for each position. I'm going to read position 6, the Strength. This card position can show you your libido and stamina. You may get a look into your longevity and vitality for this lifetime. This card position can show you if you have your root chakra blocked. If you are in fight or flight mode, that may also be revealed to you. You may not even realize your own endurance until you look into the card for this position. You may unveil a hidden layer of strength that was passed down to you from your ancestors. We all are powerful in different areas, but where we have our strengths in life may be unknown to us. Those core strengths can be shown to you through the card that you pull for this position. If you pull the Strength card, then you can rest assured that you have all that you need to succeed. If you pick up on the inherited strengths, be sure to write them down so that you can later use them. Remember, strength comes from the heart chakra. That is why the Strength card is associated with Leo. How good your heart is means how strong your heart is. There is so much power and strength in love, and you are a lover of life. So the Strength tarot card spells to become stronger. And this is working with the archetypal energy of the major arcana cards to integrate. The Hermit tarot card spells to find one's inner light. The Wheel of Fortune tarot card spells to manifest good fortune or to manifest good luck, however you want to say that. The Justice tarot card is to create justice against those that thought that they got away with it. The Hangman tarot card is to sacrifice things that are no longer serving you. Then in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge. I'm going to read from the Strength of what it could mean when the different major arcana cards come out next to one another, so that you could be like, oh, okay, well, this is a big sign of this, this, or this. Okay, so the Strength card is always a great card to pull because it relays spiritual gifts and hidden talents that make you a strong person. If you were to pull the Strength card in the reverse, it would indicate that someone is playing on your weaknesses or that you or the person in question is weak in a major way. If you pull the Strength card and then any of the major arcana cards, you could add strength to whatever the subject of the card is. If you pull the Strength after you pull a major arcana card, then you will know that through the subject of the major arcana card that strength is built and established. The strength in the reverse speaks to personal and moral weaknesses. It means that someone is easily tempted to abuse their power and create immoral actions against others. The strength in the reverse can also be a pessimistic attitude. When you pull the strength in the reverse, get ready to become aware of major personality flaws that you denied that were there. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. So check this book out, you guys. Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, to start learning to read cards for yourself and for others, and The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN, so that you can get on your spiritual journey and develop your own connection to God and start asking to be divinely led. Oh, nice. Ohio. God bless you guys. So anyways, I'm not going to be talking about, if you have a problem with God, you have a problem with me. And I don't want to talk about P. Diddy. I don't give a fuck about P. Diddy. So if that's what you're into, like go to another platform that gives a fuck about that shit. I don't care about that disgusting nonsense. You're getting reported and blocked. The fuck would I talk about that weird ass, losing ass motherfucker for? Seriously. Ew. No, thank you. Yuck. Like, I could, like, literally straight up fucking vomit off of that shit. No. Who in the hell wants to think about that rapist? No, thank you. I'm good. And that's only one thing that person is. Besides that, there are a lot of other things that I don't want to talk about. Yuck. It's not even the part, that's not even coming from the divine. Why do people even care about that shit? Seriously, is that a bot? Sometimes when people are like being really weird and I just don't understand what their motives are, I'm wondering if they're not even a person, if this is like if this is like a bot or something. But yeah, weirdo. No, we're not talking about that. Okay, so things are going to get better for you guys, all right? Make sure you like the video, you guys, please, and thank you. Tap the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. We're working to getting to 1,000 subscribers on this platform. Once we get there, then I can start taking personal questions for a $20 super chat. Yay, finally. We're working towards getting there. So if you guys could like the video, subscribe, all that stuff really helps the platform. Tell other people that you know a real psychic. If they need assistance. And again, share this content if you feel safe and comfortable with doing so. Okay. And if you want to know what your star sign is, I would go into your birth chart. If you guys don't know about birth charts, there is something called a birth chart calculator. You can go into Google and type in free birth chart calculator, and it's going to have you enter in the name you were born with. Okay, not your screen name, but like the name that you were born with. So you'll enter that into it. You'll enter the day you were born, the time you were born, and the place you were born, and it'll bring up a map, like a star map, of where everything in the heavens is located at the time that you were born. Okay. And then from that, you'll be able to learn a lot about yourself. So I was just reading about the strength card in the Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, and here it is. It came out. So like the reason that things are going to get better is because you're getting stronger. You know, the universe will always find new ways to test you to see if you've gotten past something. But I feel like you guys actually have gotten past something. You're moving forward. You're not allowing this stupid shit to affect you anymore. And again, sometimes it's like the best thing you can do when people bully you is just laugh at they dumbass. Like, especially if you don't even know if they're a bot or a person, if they're a robot or something else, just laugh at them. And I'm doing a general reading for everybody, okay? So again, like I said, if you want a personal reading, go into the description box below and send me a $20 PayPal or $20 Cash App, okay? I don't just dive into people's... There has to be an equal exchange of energy. I'm not just going to dive into anybody's personal shit. That means that I have to open myself up to whatever you have going on. And I don't know, Sometimes people have demonic bullshit going on. That means I don't want to have to deal with people's fucking demons, and I'm definitely not going to do it for free. So, but stick around if you want to hear messages, because like I said, in each of the readings, there's going to be Easter eggs of knowledge for you to download about your own journey. You know, these are readings for everybody that everybody can listen to and gain something out of. So you're also being told to be patient with people. Okay, maybe people are just, you know, I don't know if it's the transition into the fire horse. Again, that happened yesterday, was the beginning of the Chinese New Year. Some things that can help you transition with the Chinese New Year. And I know these things are random, but the color orange, wearing the color orange, eating oranges, you know, just getting rest. Like, I feel like that's what's going to help. The energy of the fire horse. Okay, so the last time that it was the year of the fire horse was 1966. In 1966, it was a big political upheaval, year of political upheaval and rebellion. So that's what you can expect for this year, 2026, right? To be similar to that. Political upheaval, rebellion. And again, the fire horse does have to do with getting burnt out. So maybe it's like saying, you know, okay, I could look at it as a way as like talking about, you know, I talk about these books because this is real information that's actually going to help you. And I talk about it because I know it, because I've used it and I use it all the time. And so when people are like, well, how are you getting these answers? How are you doing this? I'm doing it through the techniques in that book and then through using my abilities. And then, you know, Visago tarot card spreads and spells. When I was learning to read tarot, I really wish that I would have had that information available to me, but there was nothing out there like that, you know, to teach people how to read their own cards and how to discern and understand what they're saying. So again, that's why I talk about those two things. Because when things come up in the reading and people are like, well, how are you doing that? Blah, blah, blah. I will literally go verbatim to how I'm doing it. And it comes from that book and my abilities. So the King of Cups, the King of Cups is a good energy. This is like somebody being of wise counsel. I feel like you could be this King of Cups energy. You could be somebody, I don't get that you're necessarily like in your 40s, but I feel like you could be in your 30s though. Yeah, or you could even be in your 50s. The King of Cups doesn't have to be like an old person. It's just, you know, you guys are taking responsibility for your own creation. You're giving wise advice to others. Sometimes we just need to follow the advice that we are giving to other people. I feel like staying hydrated is going to be important. Not getting burnt out. If you have a boss that's like demanding that you work extra, and they're not upping your pay, okay, you need to like literally find a way to confront this person and be like, look, you're wanting me to go above and beyond and do all of this extra shit, but you're not willing to up my pay. What is that? Do I look like a fucking slave? Whether I would say, I wouldn't even say that. Scratch that. Don't say that. Because if you're melanated, they may be like, oh yeah. Like, no. Okay. You can just say, I'm not a slave. Like, I need to be compensated. And if it is a salary situation where they pay you a certain amount, like a month, I would be like, if you want me to do extra above and beyond what I was already doing, then you need to give me more money. Like, point blank, period. You don't have to say, do I look like a slave? Probably don't say that to your boss. Just be like, I'm not a slave. I'm not an indentured servant. I don't owe you anything. And to be quite honest, if you want me to stay later, work more hours, and do more responsibilities at this job, then you need to pay me more. Okay, why don't you elevate me to be a manager or something? Like, that's like constructive criticism. You know what I mean? Five of Wands. You could have somebody that is trying to compete with you at the workplace. Let them try. These people, they don't know anything about the type of work that you do. Rooster. See, I love that you guys know your Chinese zodiac sign. So yeah, Rooster. I love that. I feel like, you know, there's strengths to every type of Chinese zodiac. There's goods. It's just like a regular zodiac sign where, you have like, there's positive. See, the things about the regular zodiac is that when you are a certain sign, you'll have the positive and the not positive traits of that zodiac sign. But with Visago tarot card spreads and spells, I created a 14 zodiac tarot card spread that gives you pull 2 cards for each position. One is your south node where your ego's at, and one is your north node where your destiny is at. And then that basically gives you information on how to get to your destiny, and so that you can integrate the positive attributes of the other zodiac signs, the ones that you are not actually falling in that zodiac sign. So whoever this person is that's trying to compete with you, they're not a very wise person. I don't know how they can actually compete with you, like, let's be realistic here. This person's very frustrated with not attaining whatever this success is that they think that they should have. And if they've done a ritual just recently to try to push you out of the way, this is being reversed. This person has, like, their hidden enemy. They've got secret opposition planned, and it's not going to get them very far. Like, seriously, this person's not going to get very far at all. Because if you feel like you have to destroy and break another person down to have success, what does that say about you? Like, seriously. If you have to, and this is why the age of Pisces is over. It's over. Okay? You can't just go sacrifice your neighbor, sacrifice your child, sacrifice the whoever, Timmy, Susie, Bobby, Joe. You can't just go sacrifice a person and get gain. Like, this person wants to just sacrifice you and throw you under the bus or throw you to the wolves. And that's not what's going to get them success and victory. Like, the hell's wrong with them? Seriously. This person thinks that they can actually challenge your authority and be a rival to you. What the fuck is wrong with them? I'm serious. Some real mental work here that this person needs to get done. They're trying to compete for something that's not ever going to be theirs. Like, your destiny belongs to you, which means that your destiny, that's where you will end up. Okay? Yes, we have a say in our destiny, but here's the thing. Destiny and fate, that's where you're going to always end up. It may take you 1 lifetime to get there. It may take you 5 lifetimes to get there. It just depends on what door you go down. If you go down the door of religion, it's going to take you more than 1 lifetime to get to wherever your destiny is at. If you go down the path of spirituality and you start, like, going within yourself to where God actually exists, it's going to be a direct path. I feel like a lot of you guys already know what I'm talking about. That these other paths, they're not wrong paths. They just take a lot longer, and they may not get you to where you need to go. I mean, eventually, no matter what door you enter, it's going to take you to your destiny, because it's going to give you the much needed contrast to push you towards where you need to be. So, like, I feel like your destiny is not up for grabs, and there is no time frame on it. Okay. You awakening and welcome everybody coming into the chat. Please like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. You guys having an awakening and remembering who you are spiritually, and that you are not your body. Well, you are obviously your body, but you're not just your body. You're not just your ego. You having this realization is propelling you into a situation where you're going to be able to make your life better. Just like Jesus went within and accessed God. You're doing the same thing. Okay. And, fasting, why it works is because one of the Kennedy people, they have stated that the devil has gotten into our food, and it has. All the preservatives and stuff like that, and chemicals that are just not necessary to be in our food, all that does is clog up our inner connection. So when you start to, and there's a chapter about this in The Truth of God, but when you start to clean out your physical temple, I am feeling the presence of jinns right now, and I don't know why the fuck they're here, but we'll figure it out. But when you start to clean out your physical temple, it opens up your inner communication and your inner connection. It makes it much easier for you to raise your vibration. It really does. So yeah. You guys are being of wise counsel. This other person is not wise. They can't counsel people. They're competitive and they're petty. And you just need to know that when it comes to whatever you do for work, these people can't compare, and they can't compete, because you cannot compete where you do not compare. And you can't compete when there's no competition. Like, you know what I'm saying? High Priestess. Like I said, these people, whoever this person is, they want to compete with your ability to access knowledge. Like, you are wise because you go within. You're not going to a demon or whatever other nonsense to get your answers. You're going within yourself. Like, seriously. This is why, you know, this is one reason why this person cannot compete with you, because they're going to an outside source to get everything. Like, what do they not understand about that? That the strength of God comes from going within and accessing God. It doesn't come from going to whatever external source and thinking that that's stronger. You know, that's why I love Jesus, but I would never try to use Jesus's connection to God. I'm going to create my own, just the same way that Jesus did. People don't like that. Look, because you're over here getting justice for people. You could be using your abilities to create justice. Yes, so I'm doing a collective reading for you guys. Okay, if any of you guys have any personal questions, I do have another platform called ASTRAEA Love, ASTRAEA LOVE. On that platform, I can take $20 super chats per question. On this platform, I do have a Cash App and a PayPal that are in the description box below if you've got personal questions. The Two of Swords is what came out. And you can look at this picture and see that this person is clearly blocking themselves. Like, they're in an intellectual and a creative rut. This person's not experiencing any changes happening for them. First of all, they're a snake. We were in the year of the snake. The snake was prospering when they were able to sacrifice other people. Now that they can't sacrifice people, we're in the new age of Aquarius. We're in the new energy of the fire horse. There's going to be a stampede of horses that come trample this snake down. And you guys have just cut the grass. So this snake is not going to be slithering. Think that they like, I'll just come slither in. No, sir, ma'am, it, they, them. You are not going to be doing any of that. Not now. I also get that, like, you guys being decisive when it comes to moving forward and putting any type of legal dispute behind you, putting any type of argument behind you. Don't even argue with people that are stupid. There's really no point. Don't allow them to get you upset. I'm serious. When people try to trigger you, because that's what the media is doing. It's all a form of vampirism. They just want your energy. They're just trying to trigger you so that they can have something to say. Let these people just do whatever they're going to do and block them. Like, literally, if you have somebody messaging you over and over again, you know, block them, okay? I also get that, like, this person's heart is closed off because they think that all they can do is compete with you. And it's like, literally, like, there is no, you can't compete where you don't compare. There is no competition here. Three of Pentacles. You actually have a collective of people that want to work with you, a new business venture. You have literally, like, people who care about you, that need you. The planet needs you. This is also talking about good planning, business partnership, advisable. Yeah, this other person, they just want to live off of you. They want to take your position, knock the crown off of your head. And I don't know who told them that they could do that, but maybe they're just used to trampling other people down or whatever. This is going to be very unsuccessful for them this year. I'm serious. 8 of Cups. They've got to walk away. They've got to walk away dissatisfied from this stupid moon magic bullshit. Like I said, maybe in the age of Pisces, that was going to go through. But now we're in the age of Aquarius. This type of behavior is just going to be ignored because it doesn't even have an effect on anything except for these people. And if they were having an effect on your life, they're not going to in the future. These people are being told to leave whatever job they have alone, leave their current relationship or job. That's what these other people are being told to do. Yeah, they may be needing to relocate to a new location because they can't afford wherever you're living at. These people can't afford to live there, even though they want to. No, they need to move on. Keep it pushing. Since these people wanted to be such a backstabbing, betraying piece of shit, they need to go find people that are like them to mingle with, because you're not going to mingle with these people. I'm serious. Seven of Pentacles. These people are going like, wait, I did all this moon magic. How come their finances are not mine? How come the tables are turning in the other way? What's happening? Why is the power being taken away from me? What do you mean? Why is the power? You never had, these people never had the power. The power always existed within you. These people were just trying to abuse your power and use it against you. Now these people are having an adult temper tantrum because the tables are turning in your favor and you're getting progress. Your career goals have become clear and you're not letting anybody stop you, block you, or do anything to harvest off of you. Like I said, the time to sacrifice your neighbor or any other person for material gain is over. Okay, we're in the new age of Aquarius now. Seven of Swords. This person knows what they've been doing. They should not be confused as to why this shit is not working. They were even told by somebody that taught them how to do this moon magic that it would only work for a certain amount of time. And a lot of destiny swipe shit, it's not possible. You can't steal somebody else's destiny because God is not stupid. That's why. Okay, God knows who this person was before they were born, knows who you are. There's no time where God doesn't know what's going on. These people just, they're stupid. And so they think, because they're stupid, they think God is stupid, but that's not actually true. I also get that these people are like trying to take it upon themselves to bring you an ending, and that's not what they should be doing. They should be focusing on themselves. Like, what the hell? They should be focusing on what they can do to contribute to the planet in a positive way so that they can get some good karma moving in their direction. Trying to continually steal happiness from another person, that's fleeting. These people equate money to happiness, and money cannot buy happiness. Money can, I mean, there are things that money can buy, but it can't buy happiness. It can't buy beauty. It can't buy health. It can't buy joy. It can't buy bliss. Can't buy freedom, and it can't buy peace. So there. This is why this person's not able to stay happy. They get happy every time they get a little bit of energy off of you. They get happy again because, again, they're delusional. They go right to thinking that your energy is theirs, even though they know that they just stole the shit. And you keep pulling your power and your energy back to you, and it's leaving this person completely void, like with a literal void inside of them that they can't fill. This person, there's nothing on this planet that's going to make them happy. There's not a person on this planet that can make this person satiated. There's not anything. They need to make a connection with God and fill their own cup. Okay? I'm serious, because it's not trying to drink from your cup. What God has for you is not for this person. Not everybody is the same. I mean, we're all made up of the same God energy, but not everybody's divine life purpose is going to look the same. And this is, welcome everybody coming into that chat. This is like why these people are trying to create secret opposition, because they see you over here thriving in your destiny, fulfilling a soul contract, making business connections, meeting your soul tribe. And they're like, well, I don't have that. Like, they could, though, if they would go within themselves and search for it, they could have what you have, but they can't have exactly what you have because that's yours, but they could get the same type of thing that you have for themselves, even though I think they would be happier with a different type of lifestyle. These people are about to go to jail. They're being restricted in some type of way. And I also feel like the fact that they're running away from their problems and not taking accountability for what they've created for themselves, they are very selfish people. These people have no problem destroying another person's life and their livelihood and their job and their career and their family just so that they can have something for a second. Like, seriously. And if this is somebody that was like competing for a relationship, if you had somebody leave you for this person, that person was not for you. Okay. Yeah, this person's going to be forced into being restricted. And you're going to get to move on. I also get that they should stop selling substances at their job. That could be one reason that they're going to get arrested here. Four of Swords. Them going to jail is going to be a beautiful blessing for you. It really is. It's going to bless your career greatly. Because with this person in jail, they're not going to have the time to dedicate this witchcraft to you and to trying to keep two people away from each other. I'm serious. They're not going to have time to do that shit. They're going to be in jail. Which means you're going to have a break from having to fight this stupid person, this Queen of Wands energy, this witch. You're not going to have to fight with them anymore. I feel like anytime that somebody wants you to engage in spiritual warfare, don't engage. Report them to God. Keep it pushing. Okay? Know that you're protected. Because the moment that you go to fight back with somebody, that's engaging in spiritual warfare. That's like opening the door to having spiritual warfare done. I would just completely keep the door shut and say no. Because you're over here getting ready to spin your wheel of fortune, which means you're in your destiny. You're moving towards your highest potential. You're in the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. You guys could be people that are into politics. You don't have to be, but you could just be people that like to help the community, generous people, nurturing people, down-to-earth people. Again, the Queen of Wands is a witch. A witch. They're not a psychic. They're not a spiritualist. They're not an intuitive. They're a witch. What I consider a witch to be is somebody that abuses their spiritual power to hurt and harm others. And this person's trying to compete with you. And how the fuck can a witch compete with a divine being? Tell me that. Like, literally. This witch is not a high priestess. They don't have any type of really ability other than how can I try to kill somebody else with magic? Like, that's what they're into. So again, let this person fall on their own sword. Tower. Like I said, they be a in the power, then they're in the tower. And like I said, you guys, if you have any questions, send me a $20 Cash App or a $20 PayPal. And then I will answer. I will pause the collective reading that I'm doing for everybody, and I will answer your question, okay? So yeah, this person's in the tower. They're experiencing a natural disaster. They could be going through some type of flood, fire, storm, whatever. And all aspects of their life are open to disaster. This person just got dumped as well. You know, grief over a broken relationship. Okay, well, it is what it is. I don't feel like you want to be with the person that this person just left or that just left them. I also get that this is not, what is it? Not your dog, not your fight, something like that, a saying. This is not really even your fight. This is just somebody that wanted to take your position from you with witchcraft. And because they're not able to do that, they're upset. Oh, well. They may want to figure out how to just move past that whole idea. Yeah, you keep your shield up. I love that, you guys. Literally. Also, if this person is trying to guilt trip you into doing something for them or offering them something for free, no. Just tell this person there has got to be an equal exchange of energy. Okay, when there's not an equal exchange of energy, that's called psychic vampirism. The hell? So yeah, if it's not an equal exchange of energy, then it's vampirism. This person knows that, though. Sorry, I need to get more Gatorade. But like literally, this person, Powerade, whatever it is, they know that. They know that you're the star. This person knows that. They also know that the reason that you're going to remain abundant is because you're a very talented person. There's more to just what the people see on the outside to you. Like, you're more than that, you know? People only see one thing when they look at you, and I think that's kind of like silly. Because there's so much more to you than just this one aspect. I also feel like you are somebody that could fit many molds. Maybe you're somebody that's a singer, an actress, a dancer, artist, you know? You have real talent. You could even do something like what I do, like read or use your intuition. I feel like you're always going to use your intuition. This person is in the tower because it's the new age of Aquarius is now here. The enlightened thought is here. And this new consciousness is here. And it's not allowing this sacrificial bullshit to go through anymore. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, your star ability. See, that hand is coming out from like nowhere. Well, it's coming from God. I will say that. The ace, why the ace cards are better than the 10 cards, even though both the ace cards and the 10 cards are good, is because the ace cards come from God, which means that this is a perfect time for you to work on your physical self, like working out, getting a healthy routine, meditation, yoga, whatever it is that you feel that you like, okay, that you're comfortable with. That's also talking about that your projects will grow and prosper, which means that if you continue to invest in yourself, everything that you want and that you're wanting to attain will come to you easily. This is not going to be a big struggle for you. I feel like this other person, this Queen of Wands that wanted your blessings, the reason that they're having a big struggle is because your blessings are not meant for them. They don't align with this person's life. And so that's why it's not working out for them. Ace of Cups. This person is wanting you to give them your cup of love from God. You can't. This is only for you from the Most High. That's an overflowing cup of love, which means loving family, loving husband, loving wife, loving children, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Loving friends, you letting your guard down and opening your heart. I don't want you to feel like you need to keep your shield up forever. Like, for what? This person can't do anything. They're no longer in like, they ran out of time. They're no longer in the era of, oh, I'm just going to do this and this and this to the collective. They can't do anything. They're rendered powerless. I also get that all of these evil wishes that this person was making are being reversed and brought back upon them. Now they're experiencing lack. Wow. Surprise, surprise. Exactly. You're hardworking and you don't try to leech off of people. You're also not trying to reach into somebody else's cookie jar and snatch a cookie. This is like childish behavior from this other person. Yeah, this person has a child already. And I did pick up that this person possibly is not wanting you to have kids. Like, whose business is that? You can do whatever you want with your body. This person, they have a child that they don't want to take care of. They would rather, mooch off of you and have you take care of this child. In what world? I also get that if you're a female, this could be like somebody who is a lesbian that wants you to get married to them. No, you're probably already married to a man or in a relationship with a man. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to sacrifice your marriage or your relationship for somebody that just wants you to take care of their kid. Like, this is why I think people are so weird. And there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian, but just if you're a lesbian, be with other people that are lesbians. Don't go for somebody that's straight and try to turn them into somebody that's not straight. Because that's just like trying to go against nature. Four of Cups. And remember, you guys, if you have any personal questions, I have a Cash App and PayPal in the description box below. But we're working to getting to 1,000 subscribers so that I can start taking $20 Cash App or $20, what are they called? Super chats per question. And then you can just send it in with the super chat and it's really easy for me to see. And then I set the 20-minute timer and I answer your question. The Four of Cups is boredom. These people are unhappy with what the universe has offered them. And they're self-absorbed, which means they're only thinking about themselves. Why these people are in trouble with the universe, and I want to say the universe because they are. They're in trouble with universal law and feeling exhausted and burnt out because they're trying to do something that's not for them. They're depressed. These people are looking for happiness in all of the wrong places. And they think that material possessions are going to bring them happiness, and it's not. You can buy like a new car and be happy for a while, but it's not long-lasting happiness. You have happiness that comes from God, from your own divine connection, from the Holy Spirit. This is like divine, you being able to fill your cup up and have it overflow. You know, the Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me down the right paths for his name's sake. Yeah, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely your goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So this is what I'm saying. Your love comes from God. This is why you have enough happiness and stuff to share it with others. And these people have lost their power. They've lost their abilities. Could you imagine having a spiritual ability and wake up one day and it's completely blocked? That would be a horrible feeling. These people should not have been trying to abuse their power against you. And if this person is trying to also take a lover from you, no. Okay? The person that you're with is not stupid, so they might want to keep that in mind. Yeah, the world. You guys could be getting ready to move. You could be getting ready to change residences, change jobs, go to a new place of the planet. It could even be a new city, new zip code, area code. Helping the less fortunate, changing your residence or job. You entering into a period of great happiness. Ace of Cups, the world, yo. The Star, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the world. Yeah, you've got it made in the shade. The Three of Pentacles talks about your work being noticed, which means if you're writing a novel, it's going to be noticed. If you are bringing a product to the public, it's going to be noticed. See, I'm going to tell you something right now. Why God is giving you the resources to have whatever you want is because you will do the right thing with them. These people, if they were given the same resources, they would squander it. And it is what it is. You guys just need to know that you're divinely protected. There's not anything that anybody can do to protest you being blessed. I mean, literally, that's something they need to go take up with the Most High. The fact that you are blessed has nothing to do with these other people. They only think that they're not blessed. But this person, like, they don't look at their child like a blessing. They look at their child like like this person looks at your life if you don't have children and they want to have your life. They're like, I wish I would have never gotten pregnant with this stupid kid. This is how this Queen of Wands thinks about their own child, which is the Page of Wands. As Page of Wands is probably secretly blaming themselves because they exist. That is seriously sad. I don't want that for anybody. But like literally, you're over here making better decisions, and that could be enough to trigger this person to hate you because you literally have made better, like this person was faced with the same choices, but they made different decisions, different choices, which led them down this path, the one that they're on. You made opposite choices. So what you could represent is the choice that they didn't make, and they could be resenting you because you represent the choice that they did not make. Okay, which I don't think that's actually accurate. I think that you represent a whole different thing, but you represent God, and that's why this person doesn't like you, because you love God. And there will be people that just hate you because you are a reflection of God, and they don't like that because they don't see themselves in the same way, but they don't have the eyes to see with, obviously. Everyone's higher self is God. Like, that's why there is true equality, because everybody's higher self is God. That is the actual truth. Look, Page of Pentacles. This person's like, why is my child not good at anything? Like, they really are thinking very bad on this kid. And I get that, you know, for your future, if you do want to have children, that's still in the cards for you. But your children are going to be abundant like you are. The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, that looks like your child. This wand energy is like, it's not that the wands are bad. It's just that the wands represent sex, magic, sending shit out. It doesn't, like, the Queen of Pentacles represents money. The Queen of Wands represents being attractive. Everybody's genetics, we get our gifts through our bloodline. And so, like, you being abundant, you get that from your bloodline. You being a high priestess, you get it from your bloodline. You get it from your mama, okay? Type thing. This person, they feel like their children, that their child are not shit and that they didn't inherit anything good. That's what they feel. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you don't have children now, you're going to have an opportunity to have them in the future if you want. And some of you could have fur babies. And yes, I do believe that animals are a part of our family, like when we have a pet. And sometimes, you guys, animals are the best, I would say actually all the time, animals are the best teachers of unconditional love. If you're needing unconditional love and to learn about that, having an animal is one of I think that animals are angels in disguise. I really do. I really do. Dogs and cats and stuff like that. I feel like animals are a blessing. I feel like children are a blessing. See, the thing that this person doesn't understand is that God did bless them. God blessed them with a child. God blessed them with their own destiny. They fucked it up. Like, that's something that they chose to do. But that does not mean that God does not bless them. This person was blessed. And there was a point when this Queen of Wands, all they wanted, as a child was to be a mother. So they're a mother. Why are they not happy with that? That's what I don't understand. That it's only because they see you over here doing so much better, doing something else, that they're like, no, now I don't want to be a mother. I want to be what that person is. And it's like, you just can't. I'm doing a tarot card reading. You just can't jump into somebody else's lane, and think that you can sustain that when it's not meant for you. That was only one card that fell. The Three of Swords in the reverse. My God. Oh my God. The Three of Swords in the upright is not good, but it being in the reverse is even worse, because it's somebody in this situation, this Queen of Wands, is trying to protect. They're not telling the truth. They're trying to protect this Page of Wands feelings, maybe. Yeah. One person in the relationship will be tempted to betray the other. I also get that. That's sad. Flaws in a relationship are overlooked because the positive aspects are worth keeping. No. Contented and happy with the relationship. These people feel no need to change anything. I think that's kind of strange, because I did get that this Queen of Wands just got broken up with. So the fact that they feel no need to change anything, obviously that's not accurate. I also feel like this person doesn't feel the need to change any type of, they're very neglectful to this child. They feel like having to buy them clothes, having to provide food for them, that it should be all, that they shouldn't have to do any of the work. But I'm sorry, when you become a mother or father, you become a nurse, you become a cook, you become a babysitter, you become all of these other things that being a parent is. And if that's not something that you wanted, well, maybe you should have thought about that before. But this person was sitting around as a child playing house and mommy and daddy, and that's all they were obsessed with. So they thought at getting pregnant at what, 14, 15, 16, 17, that was the best thing for them, because that's what they wanted from their child self. Now that they're an adult, they're going, wow, wish I would have never had a kid, because I could be over here in this other person's lane doing what they want, having a child way later on in life and already being established. That's the way that they think. But it's just literally, and if this is like a sister to you or something, why are they so competitive? You do have children, that yeah, this is definitely your children being abundant and successful. So I feel like if this is like a sister or a friend or whatever, whoever they are to you, why are they so competitive? Why do they think that your life has to match theirs? That is weird to me. I don't think that that's a normal thought pattern. And I also feel like this family, this Queen of Wands, is teaching crime to their child. That's not cool. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm serious. When I say that this Queen of Wands wants everything for this child that they gave birth, pushed out of their own body, they want it all given to them and already paid for. They don't feel like they should have to work to do anything at all to support this child or these children if they have more than one. And you're not even in that energy. You have no problem having a job, using your resources, setting aside some for your kid. Like, you don't have a problem with supporting your own child. You also don't have a problem with allowing the other parent to support your own child as well. This person, they only want the other parent to support the child. They don't want to ever be held responsible for this child. That is crazy. How can you even think about bringing a child into the world, you know what I mean? And think that you're just gonna, I don't know, not have to do anything to support that child? Like, what? This person's mother worked 3 to 4 fucking jobs. I'm not even joking. This Queen of Wands mother, they worked, and this is why this Queen of Wands mother, which could be your mother if this is your sister, this is why this woman does not like her daughter, because she had to work, 3 to 4 jobs continuously to support her, and the Queen of Wands was never grateful to her mother for anything that was ever done. I feel like your child is an abundant person because they're grateful, but they get their gratefulness from watching you be grateful. And again, for those of you that haven't had children yet, it's just showing you that your children are going to be good people, abundant, grateful, friendly, kind. Your children will be the people that when a new person comes to the school, they sit with them at lunch. That's the type of energy that I raised my stepdaughter to be in. Okay. And she is that type of person. She's a very good person. And even though I'm not married and we don't talk anymore, I still love her and I'm proud of her for who she is. And I know that she could have turned out like this Queen of Wands, but she didn't. She's going to make much better choices. So I get, like, literally, even though the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, it's like this person can't blame you for having better genetics. They can't. I also get that you guys are very intelligent people, which means you could be going to college, you could be graduating college, you could have just graduated college, or you could be graduating college this year. Don't overwork yourself. If you have to take an extra semester to get something done, okay, what is that, like 3 months? Take an extra semester. Don't overwork yourself and to the point of burnout. The energy of the fire horse does warn about burnout, personal burnout. I don't feel like you guys should be like, I have to get this degree or this whatever certification thing, like if it's nursing, doctorate, whatever, in a certain amount of time. Just know that you have a whole full life here, okay? And so take your time. Don't burn yourself out. Don't overwork yourself. You don't want to start your internship career life starting from burnout. You want to be able to take your time so that you can be the best practitioner, best physician, best nurse practitioner, whatever it is that you want to do, that you can be. And I also get that if you take your time with your schooling, with your life, and allow things to unfold naturally and not force it, not be so forcing, that the opportunities that are going to be for your highest and best good, they will happen at the time that they're meant to happen when you are ready for them to happen. Not you like hurrying to get through school to get this degree, burning yourself out, and then burning yourself out hurrying trying to get a job and being like there's no jobs available. But if you would have just taken your time, taken an extra 3 months, that is not a lot, okay? That's not a lot of extra time. Like that's giving you give yourself some grace and mercy, because like I said, things may not happen when you want them to, when you think they're supposed to, like right on graduation date, like, but if you were to wait just a little bit and slow down just a little bit, the opportunity that's going to be for your highest and best good will be offered to you at the time that you do graduate. And so this is what I'm saying, is that sometimes we think we know what's the best thing for us, but we push ourselves so hard because we want to accomplish things that are important to us. And I understand that. Like, I understand having goals, but don't be so hard on yourself. This Wheel of Fortune is part of your destiny. Whatever you're working towards, you're going to be successful in it. You're intelligent people. That's one thing that your genetics gifted you, you know? One thing's that your genetics gifted you. And if this is a family member, why their genetics are different, I don't know. I think that it just has to do with a difference of perspective. And this person, if they are a family member to you, they're wondering why you're blessed and they're not. Like I said, what they asked for as a blessing from the universe was a child. They have that. Okay. This person was blessed. What you have asked from the universe is something completely different. And not to say that you're not going to have a child or that you don't have a child. That could be part of your wish fulfillment. But literally, you have included a career and something that you're going to do to provide for yourself and to provide for this child, which I think is a very smart thing to do, a very wise thing to do. You have included that into your wish fulfillment. And that is why you have what you have and you're working towards what you're working towards. This other person, family member or not, however they're related to you or they know you, they did not include, they don't want to work. They don't want to work a job. They don't want to have responsibilities. They just want to be able to go out and party and spend money and shit like that. They don't want to have a career. And that's why I feel it's really weird of them right now to be wanting to compete with you and thinking that they can compete with you, maybe because they share blood with you. You have to understand, if this is an auntie, an uncle, or it wouldn't be an uncle, but if it is somebody that's like you are your own bloodline from your mother and your father. If this person had a different mother and father, that means they're a different bloodline. Okay. And we get our gifts and abilities from our bloodline. Like my father's side is all psychics, Reiki healers, and very intuitive psychic people. My mother's side is all like voodoo, psychic type high priestess thing. Okay. And so I get it from both sides. This person, they're missing something. They're missing something genetically, but they're still like, oh, I'm still blood with them. So why don't I have that blessing? Why don't I have that spiritual ability? They're not understanding that, God is not going to give power to people who are just going to abuse it. Okay. And this is why the gifts were given to you. And you also have common sense. You understand what I'm saying, Yeah, you want better for everyone. And this person, they only want better for them. They don't even want better for their own child. They just want better for them. And they want everybody else, they want to flaunt money in everybody else's face. They've got a bad intention behind it. And they don't have the ambition nor the passion nor the drive to make a career, like to make something that you're doing to do it, for them to do it. They don't have what's necessary. They don't have the good intention. This is why they weren't given the power. Yeah, Four of Wands. This person is very anxious when it comes to, you completing a project, finishing school, celebrating, getting a degree, a master's, a MD, whatever it is that you're working towards, a nursing thing. Dang it. Okay, good. It didn't fall far. Like I said, didn't fall far from the tree. They're very, this person is very, very worried. Like, why are they so worried? They're worried about this Eight of Pentacles work that you're going to do with your hands that's already basically completed because you've enrolled in the courses or whatever this is. You've completed a body of work. This could be like you having a book that you've already published. Like, this person is pissed off about that. They're like, why do they get to have a writing ability? It's like, dude, because they put their time and effort towards writing. That's why they have a book that's made. I mean, it's literally not confusing. The Eight of Wands, it's putting this person at a, crossroads. That's what the Eight of Wands represents. And a crossroads is 4 different directions. You could go north, south, east, or west. And I feel like this person is like, well, what direction did the collective go? And it's like, it doesn't matter what direction you went. This person can't go the same direction as you because everything's not one direction. Okay. It's north, south, east, or west. Each door is going to take you to a different place. But when it comes to your destiny, you're over here applying yourself and your work is accurate. You're actually like suited to do this job. Like it's something that you can do. This person doesn't have the intelligence or the patience or the willpower or the stamina or the ambition to do whatever it is that you do. That's why they're not on the same path as you, even though they could say, oh, we share blood, or oh, we were best friends growing up, or oh, whatever it is. Again, if this was somebody that you grew up with and you guys were playing house together, this one was like, I'm the mommy, you be the daddy. Like, I hated that shit. I was like, let's play Power Rangers. That's what I was on. I was like, let's run around and play Power Rangers. I did not like sitting around playing with dolls. Like, that's just, I mean, I did get into Barbies way later, but like, you know, I was way more into Power Rangers and being a tomboy and just doing my own thing. I feel like, this person, they just don't understand how you could have become this popular, this successful, this well-known, this loved, because they have compared every aspect of their life to yours. Yeah, your older sister, King of Pentacles. And this person needs to be very careful, because if they're going, and this is why I will tell people, when you have a jealous sister, brother, cousin, aunt, whatever, and they don't know any, obviously this person didn't get the intelligence stick, okay? When they were pulling straws, they didn't pull the intelligence straw. This person, they are at a crossroads and they're thinking about, or they've already gone to a King of Pentacles to make a business deal, like a deal, a contract, so that they could have spell work done on you. Anytime you try to curse anyone in your family, you are cursing yourself. And anybody that disagrees with that does not understand the way that magic works. Because again, I've had so many clients where I find out the person that's cursing them is a family member. And it's like, oh shit, well, you can't reverse that spell work because you obviously don't want to kill your family member. And so it's just like, you just have to get it removed. But again, this person, they're very petty. They're very petty, petty, petty. They would absolutely go take this little bit of money that they have left and to go invest it with some King of Pentacles to try to destroy you. Like, they would absolutely do that. Why? Why not invest it in this child that they brought into this world? I'm not for sure, but that's up to them. When you're jealousy and envy will make people do crazy shit, like things that you would never think that this person would do. Them having just envy or jealousy, or them just seeing you smile one day, that could be enough to trigger this person to go do a spell on you. I'm not even kidding. And the sad thing about that is like that this person does not realize that you are loved by God and protected by the divine realm. And you're in alignment for your assignment. You're in alignment for you to receive everything for your destiny. So this person, them going to do a spell on you is going to backfire, and it's going to cause problems for the whole family, but it's mainly going to cause problems for this person, because they're going to, when you start getting spell work done on people, the practitioners set it up so you have to keep paying to have the spell work done. And then if you stop paying the practitioner will undo all of the work that was done and put it on this person that wanted the work done. That's like almost verbatim every single time how it happens. And so, because when a practitioner gets paid to put work on someone, they have to take the resources that they got paid and pay the spirits that were doing the work, right? And if they can't pay those spirits are going to be pissed off. It's crazy. You have seen the demons come out of people, expose themselves. Damn, they look at you weird because you see them. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I wouldn't think of it as a spiritual war, because I don't think there's a traditional devil that's against everybody. But I do feel like low vibrational energy, it does become aware when you can sense it. And you being a high priestess, you can see through people. And it's just, the reason that happens is to give you a head up so that you don't engage with people that could backdoor you or snake you in some type of way. And if they have a demon within them or some other lower vibrational energy or entity attached to them, then that thing could take over possession of them at any time and get them to do things that they wouldn't normally do. And that's part of what this problem is. Even though the devil card hasn't come out yet, I do get that that's part of what this is. So you isolated yourself, especially from this other person. You went within and you found your own inner light. This person thought, oh, I'm going to isolate them. I'm going to make them weaker. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. I'm going to make them weaker. And all it did was like literally make you 10 times stronger. Because now you know that the answers to everything exist within, and that's where you go to get them, and not on the outside of yourself, where this other person's going to be searching for the rest of their lives on the outside. If this is a family member, do not allow them to come live with you, because they're about to be put in the Five of Pentacles homeless position. Five of Swords. This person will destroy you to save themselves, and they will also commit illegal, immoral crimes. They have no problem doing that. Like, they don't. As long as it's to see you suffer, they'll do that. This is why you isolated yourself from this person and you stopped talking to them, because you knew what type of shit they were on. Maybe you couldn't put words to it like what I'm putting words to it, them going to see a King of Pentacles and paying somebody, but you definitely felt the energy. And when you can feel the betrayal, you're like, okay, I'll just, you know, stay away from that. And that's basically you getting out a free jail card, because you're not going to be caught up with this person like they wanted you to, because they are doing something illegal and immoral that goes beyond just the physical world. Like, it's spiritually immoral. Like I said, this person will try to take your home from you, throw you out in the dead ass middle of winter, try to bring about the worst conditions into your life, try to make you and your children, if you have them, suffer because you're doing better than them. Don't let this person live with you. If they have money problems, do not borrow them money, okay? Because the moment that you lend this person money, they're going to immediately resent you. And then if you need that money, don't even think that you're going to get it back. Exactly. One's work will always return back to them, good or bad. That is the absolute truth. What you send out, you will get back. You think you can control the way you send it out, but you don't control the way it comes back. And to be quite honest, if for learning purposes, I would rather have, if I make a mistake and do something wrong, I'd rather be shown right away that that was the mistake in doing something wrong, so that by the universe, you know, teaching me, so that I don't continue to make the incorrect choice. Not only that, but also I wouldn't want to be like an innocent child in another lifetime and then get hit with like a health condition or all this negative karma and have no idea why it's happening. And then being an innocent person and being like, why is this happening to me? I wouldn't want to be in that situation. I would rather just like come about naturally right away, so that I could see that whatever I just did, because again, I'm not a perfect person. I don't do shit like this to nobody, and I never really have. But again, I would rather just hit me in the face right away than in another lifetime where I won't understand why it's happening. And that's just the way I feel about it. Even though karma has its own way of working itself out, I feel like the more that you are not searching to see somebody's downfall, the better that it's going to be for you. Okay? Because I don't want to see people hurt. I don't want to see them being kicked out, casted away in the dead ass set middle of winter. Like, that's not cool. I want everybody to have what they need. But if you're dealing with somebody that does not want you to have what you need, that's what they're focusing on. That's what they're putting out as a signal to the universe. That's what they're going to get, like, back. Not like that's what they're going to get, but like that's what's going to be returned to them because of the law of attraction. So I don't feel like you guys need to be scared of anything. Good, you're not scared. You're just aware of what you can do. Exactly. And then the things that you can't do, that you have no power over, just let it go. I would just say, when it comes to now telling this person they can't control somebody else is pointless. But you know that you can't jump inside somebody else's body and think the thoughts for them. You can't make choices for other people. You know that you can't control others. And so releasing the need to do that, you know, is a big deal. Because a lot of people are still in the mindset of, oh, I can just go do a spell. Oh, I can do this. I can manipulate someone to control them. No, they can't. People need to stop trying to play God in other people's lives. You have the Six of Wands, my dears, which this is a good energy. This is you being publicly rewarded, getting a Nobel Peace Prize, whatever this is, you're going to be rewarded. You're going to be graduating, whatever this is. It's like glorious success, fame, public recognition, being rewarded. And as that's happening, this other person who was they felt like they were on top of the world for a while there. They're going to be on the bottom, and they're going to be looking to you wanting a handout. 3 of Wands. And you're being told to just focus on yourself, invest in yourself. Good. You have your own platforms. I love that, you guys. Invest in yourself. Invest in your own creative vision. You know what I mean? Know that what you put where your attention goes, your energy flows. And when when you're starting a new business, or you're, let's say you graduate and you become a medical doctor at a new clinic. When you're starting something new, just visualize normal things that would happen. Like, let's say you are going to start a new business. Just expect to have to get a business license. Like, there will be certain things that you have to do, but they're not going to be obstacles that are too out there. They're just going to be normal things for you to do to get things prepared and in alignment. And I feel like anticipating those things is going to be a good thing, because you are going to follow through with this idea. So you might as well prepare for whatever you need to do to set this thing up so that it is successful. The 3 of Wands to the 2 of Wands. You guys could very well be waiting for your ships to come in. I like that. It's having the courage to be able to bring your idea and your product or your project or whatever this is to others, and to not feel ashamed of it. This other person, they're going to be facing a lot of trials and tribulations, but I don't feel like that has really anything to do with you. I also get that this person compares their life to your life all of the time, even though you're not even comparable. Yeah, the 7 of Cups. They're still delusional. Welcome, everybody coming into the chat. This person is delusional. They're stuck in their shadow. They can't balance their dark side. This person, if you were to tell them, like, to do shadow work, to go within and heal the parts of them that are unhealed, they would take that as you telling them that they're fucked up. Everybody's fucked up to a certain degree. We all have wounds. Like, everybody could benefit from a little bit of shadow work. You don't shy away from that, though. When a problem comes towards you, you meet it head on. You don't create delusions about it and like literally try to blame everybody else for the reason that it's there. When you know that you create your reality with your thoughts and beliefs, it's not anybody else's fault. Even if you have somebody in your face triggering you, you still drew that person into your reality to teach you something or to make you stronger. And so just knowing that, you can take the wheel into your own hands and not be giving it up to other people. Because this person, they give their power away. The Fool, because they don't know any better. They really think that everything is everyone else's fault, and it's not. There was no person forcing this person to open their legs at whatever age to get knocked up. I'm serious. Nobody forced this person to go to a King of Pentacles. Nobody forced this person to do any of the things that they did. You know what I mean? And just to let you guys, yes, reaping what you sow. Just let you guys know, whenever you have any personal questions, I have another platform called ASTRAEA Love, ASTRAEA LOVE. On that platform, I can take $20 super chats per question. On this one, we're working to getting to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can take your guys' personal questions. But I do have a Cash App and PayPal in the description box below if you have a question. I would do it at the beginning of the reading, okay? That way we have time to answer your question. But yeah, the Devil. This person is unaware of their low vibrational behavior. They don't understand it, why it's a problem. I feel like you are so far from the South Node. You're in your star, your North Node. That's why this person is wanting to compare things, because it's a very big contrast. So yeah, I also get that, this is like the time for you to put yourself first and to step into your power and to invest in yourself. Like, this is your time to do that. This person just doesn't want you doing that. I feel like it's offensive to them not to be investing in them and their low vibrational behavior. King of Wands. Yeah, this Queen of Wands, they have a whole issue here to deal with this King of Wands. I really feel like this person's got a lot of problems, And they're, you know, in the future, they're going to be restricted. They're not going to have this energy or this time to devote to spying on you, watching you, stalking you, whatever. They really aren't. And they're not going to be able to block you from having children or having a family. Yeah, because these people are going to court for whatever. It could be that they're getting kicked out of a home. Maybe there was a relative that left you an inheritance, like a home or a property, and this person stole it from you. If they did, they got to give the shit back. Point blank, period. Whether you want it or not, they have to give it back to you. Sometimes people will do the worst things, like for like stupid shit, for like a home, or for, you know, and it could even be a home that's a fixer-upper. Like, you're like, oh, thanks, Aunt so-and-so or Grandma so-and-so, you gave me your home, but it needs to be renovated from fucking every avenue, the outside, the inside. It's just like a $400,000-$500,000 project. Like, thanks for the inheritance. And and still be thankful for it. But like, literally, this person wants to fight over something that you've received. They also want to protest you getting a blessing. They can't really do that. They can't go to court and protest you being blessed. Like, let's be realistic here. Okay, what else? The sun. Yeah, you guys are the light. You've healed your inner child. You've gone within. You're doing the work. You're entering into a period where you're going to have a lot of happiness and a lot of success. Anybody that wants to argue with that is going to have to argue with the divine. This person, they're getting an unfavorable judgment in a lawsuit. The Hierophant, they could be possibly judged by a religious institution, an actual judge. Just as much as they wanted to have you judged for whatever you're doing, they're being judged for whatever they're doing. Yeah, well, you're over here creating a new family, making things shake. Knight of Swords and the Hangman, just how this person wanted to sacrifice you for gain, they're going to be sacrificed. Damn, that is crazy. And they're in trouble with the police. Stay away from this person, you guys. Yeah, because they're upset that you have a personal inheritance and legacy left to you from God. They're also upset that you're still able to stand on your own 2 feet, single, self-sufficient. Whether you're single or not, you're able to stand on your own 2 feet, and you don't need help from other people. This divine work that you're doing is going to change the world. It's going to be a part of a bigger whole, and you fit into a collective of people, a soul tribe of people. You know, this person, they just are guilty, I guess, is what I want to say. Yeah, you lead by example. Exactly. And, you know, I don't feel like you're doing anything to personally, like, rub anything in this person's face. It's just you, all it is you represent the choices that this person did not make, that they could have made, but then they didn't make the right choice. And so that's all it is. But I get that, you know, you just continue to keep moving forward. Know that these people, they've got a lot of shit to work on. And if they would start being grateful for the life that God gave them, things would start to move in a different direction. But you've got somebody that is truly trying to compete with you where they don't compare. And it's just not, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. So I feel like you guys are doing the right thing. Keep moving forward. Keep loving yourselves, investing in yourselves, okay? Taking care of yourselves, taking care of your family and your children. And if this was a family member, sometimes you just have to, when people are really toxic, you just have to walk away to save yourself. Okay. And I would never want you to sacrifice yourself for somebody that doesn't even care about you like that. All right, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Please like the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're working to get into 1,000 subscribers. Once we're there, then I can take personal questions. But I'm so thankful that you guys spent your time with me this evening, okay? And remember to watch all of the readings on both of the platforms. Each reading will hold an Easter egg of personal knowledge for you to decode that will help you on your spiritual journey. So I'm going to be talking about the 2 books. The links to these are in the description box below. The first book is The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook. Oh, thank you. You guys are fabulous as well. And this book has more than just 3 techniques in it, but the 3 techniques that you'll see me use when I do, actually the 4 techniques, when I do these readings. The first technique is the God technique, which raises you out of your ego so that you're looking out through the eyes of your higher self, which is a huge consciousness shift. When I first Like I've always been psychic, but I always felt growing up like I was trapped in the psychic realm and trapped in the ego. And so doing the God technique took me out. Oh, God bless Hawaii, you guys. Took me out of the vibration of my ego, took me up here to the vibration of God. And the more that I do it, the less of that elevator ride of consciousness shift that there is. And it just gives you the ability to rise above anything that's going on. The second technique is the joy versus anger technique, which works with clairsentient, which is the gift that everybody has, which is that gut feeling. Okay. And so you use that to ask yes and no questions so that you have open communication with your higher self at all times. So you can start being divinely led. And then the mind technique is so important because it gives you the ability to use the joy versus anger technique, asking yes and no questions and going through like your belief system and storylines. So you can question what your beliefs are, and then ask, is it serving me, and get rid of the ones that are not serving you. Okay. And that way you won't keep pulling in the same experiences and the same types of people. So this is a game changer, you guys. It is a game changer comes to life. Like I've always had abilities, but what I needed was a spiritual connection to my higher self. And so I'm so thankful that I came across that book when I did. I wish I would have came across it earlier in life because I would have avoided a lot of tragedy, but I'm still grateful for the things that I went through that brought me to where I'm at now. And then the second book I'm going to talk about, and the links to these are in the description box below, is the one that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And I wrote this book because I didn't have anybody to teach me how to read cards. And so I wish that I would have had this book available to me when I first started learning to read cards. So all you need to get to start learning to read your own cards and read cards for others is the original Rider-Waite deck, Riderwaite. I would go ahead and get the deck that has the description on the cards. That way, when you're learning to read the whole deck, it just makes it so much easier. Also, you guys, all of the other decks that you're going to see out there, they come off of the original Rider-Waite. So if you learn the interpretations for the original Rider-Waite, you can go to any other specialty deck like this Twin Flame Awakened Path Tarot, and you'll know what the underlying message in the card is. So you can go to any other specialty deck and understand it. So I've created a book that's got different tarot card spreads for the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions like the Lovers, the Temperance. And so it works with the archetypal energy of the major arcana. And I'm just going to read some so you get an idea. So I start with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread, where you pull 2 cards for each position of the zodiac. And one card will be your south node where your ego's at. One card will be your north node where your destiny is at. And then the spell that you do with that is to align with your star and step into your own destiny. So I'm going to read from, the strength card is to become stronger. The Chariot tarot card is to remove obstacles. And so it just basically does a deep dive, and it helps you integrate the energies of the major arcana. I think I'm going to read the Justice. I'm going to read some from the Justice. So the Justice Tarot card number 11, answer yes, Zodiac Libra. The Justice Tarot card is the card of personal integrity and fairness. This card urges you to take responsibility for your own actions. Every action you will take will have an effect on your life. Be decisive, move forward. Contracts, agreements, and legal disputes are resolved in your favor. If you have been wronged, justice is assured. If you have wronged others, justice is assured. So you'll pull one card for each position. And you can do these tarot card spreads and spells as many times as you want. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'm going to read position 6, the situation. This card position reveals to you the situation behind you being judged. Whether it is at court or in your personal life, there is something that is out of balance. If you are surrounded by unjust people or situations, that may come through the card that you pull for this position. Position 7 is the outcome. The card for this position can show you the outcome to the judgment that you are facing. This card position can show you how loyal those around you are. If you have people on your side, that may show up in the card that you pull for this spot. And then the Justice Tarot card spell is to create justice against those that thought that they got away with it. The Hangman Tarot card spells to sacrifice things that are no longer serving you. The Death Tarot card spells to bring about appropriate endings and things that you don't want to continue to go on. Like, let's say you have a temper. You could use the Death Tarot card spell to get rid of your temper, bring an end to that. Let's say that you have a situation where someone's cheating on you. You could use the Death Tarot card spell to bring about an ending to the cheating or to the relationship, whichever you choose, obviously. The Temperance card is a manifestation technique with Archangel Michael, where you will create holy water. And the Devil Tarot card spell is to overcome the lower nature, aka the ego, and any type of addictions or low vibrational behavior that you have going on. And again, no judgment there. Everybody's got their own stuff. A star is to grant a wish. So in the back of the moon, I've created a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when the different major arcana cards come out one next to each other. And so I'm just going to read a little bit from the Justice. Where is it? Because we were reading from the Justice Tarot card spread. Okay, so the Justice card can indicate that the justice system is involved in your reading. If you pull the Justice in the reverse, it could indicate that someone or something is doing a major obstruction of justice to you. The Justice card in the reverse means that there is corruption in the justice system. If you pull the Death card and then the Justice card, it could indicate that the death that is occurring is just. If you were to pull the Justice card and then pull the Last Judgment card, it could indicate that Judgment Day is here and now. If you pull the Magician card and then the Justice card, it could indicate that someone is using magic to create justice in the world. If you pull the Magician card after you pull the Justice card, it could indicate that your magic is creating justice in your life. If you pull the Justice card and then the Four of Cups card, it could indicate that it is justice for you to get your way. If you pull the Justice card in the reverse, it means that there is an obstruction of justice, corruption, violence, broken laws, disrespect, indolence, insolence, biased treatment, inequality, racism, stereotyping, prejudices, and inequality may be occurring. The Justice in the reverse indicates injustice and unfairness in different rules, laws, and regulations. There could be a lawsuit that endures a possible debt collection. Okay, you guys, so you get the gist of what this book is going to do. It's going to do a deep dive into the major arcana cards. You can use the tarot card spreads and spells in this book as many times as you want. And you can use it for yourself and to help read for other people so that they can understand things about their journey as well. Okay. And again, you can use, it's like those books are portals. You can use them over and over again and still get new information. So for those of you that do want to learn to read your own tarot cards, all you need is the original Rider-Waite deck, RYDERWAITE. I would invest in getting the one that's got the descriptions on the card so you don't have to flip through a separate book to like get the answers. And then again, that's Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells and the Truth of God Advanced Intuitive Living Workbook. Both of these books are in the description box below. But thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Please like the video. Please subscribe. We're working to getting to 1,000 subscribers. Once we're there, then we can take $20 super chats and monetize the channel. And that will be great because when you guys have questions, you can send a super chat. It's so much easier than having to send like a Cash App or a PayPal. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Know that this situation is working out for your highest and best good. Okay, peace be with you. Share this content. Watch all the readings on it. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. Thank you guys for spending your time with me.